everybody, TN Lawrence with Mesa Boogie here, and I'm here with Doug West, also from Mesa Boogie. And today we're here to talk about the Rosette combo, and we want to do a quick start guide where you can walk up to this amplifier in a store or on a gig somewhere and quickly dial in some settings that'll work really well. And we're going to start with the mid-range controls, and we're going to actually work up sort of a W pattern with the gain controls and the frequency controls. And this is going to make it so that just about any instrument that you walk up with, guitars, different pickups, banjo, ukulele, violin, this is going to get you in the ballpark to start with.
Because, you know, most of the character of all those instruments Tien mentioned lies in the mid-range. That's where the bulk of the character of the instrument is. It's also what allows you to cut through a mix. So if you're playing alone, you might want to not have so much mid-range or certain mid-range in there, or if you're playing with people, you might want to put a little of that mid-range in to cut through better.
Exactly.
So, do you want to start flat?
We'll go ahead and set it flat. You've got the mute, and let's give it a listen. Sounds great.
Yeah, the W pattern seems to work really well. It's kind of become our go-to setting around the shop here when people stop by and they want to try out the Rosette with their guitars, and we kind of start there because it seems to work for so many different players and different instruments.
So you noticed throughout the demo that we added a little extra treble. You really should add treble to taste. If you've got a brighter guitar, you might not turn that up much at all. If it seems a little darker and you want to make it a little sweeter and brighter, obviously set that to taste. The other control is the bass control. You've got two options there. If you're getting any sort of feedback in the bass, or if it just seems a little too overwhelmed by bass, first you can turn that control down, but you can also turn the high pass control, which will sort of bring the lowest bass frequency up a little bit. So this control can be helpful for feedback and also just clarity in low frequencies. So one of the other considerations is going to be where you set your gain control, and the higher you set the gain control, the more sort of bloom you're going to have, and low end particularly. So if you have a higher setting here, you may need to exercise a little caution with your bass control, or you may actually turn up your high pass control. Or you can consider turning that down, and then you're able to set higher. So those are a couple of different options to experiment with.
So another powerful aspect of the semi-parametric mids, and the fact that you have two bands in the Rosette, is that you can dedicate one to perhaps feedback, usually the low-mid one, and then perhaps the higher one to some kind of tonal characteristic you'd like to shape. You know, a lot of guitars can have, you know, peaks and dips right next to each other, and you might want to address those too with the different bands of the parametric mid.
So one of the last features on the front panel that's worth exploring, the phase switch is kind of a secret weapon, and because there are no standards for acoustic instrument pickups for a specific phase, that's why there's a phase switch here, and it's why you can hear a pretty significant difference when you flip the switch. Sometimes it'll be subtle, but sometimes it'll make a huge difference. It can combat feedback problems, or it just may sound sweeter, and you'll find a choice that you prefer either for an instrument or a given room or anything like that. So let's give it a listen and see what it sounds like.
you hear the low end come up a bit and things got fuller and bloomier and richer?
Yeah, a little brighter.
Yeah. Brighter too on the top, a little different frequency at top end. So yeah, phase is a really good thing to check.
Yeah. So if you have any questions, the manual is a great place to start. It's not a heavy, boring technical read. There's a bunch of great information. And you can also give us a call. You can email us. You can message us on social media. We'd love to help you dial in some tones, answer any questions that you have on the Rosette or any other Mesa amplifiers. So get in touch, and thanks for checking us out today.